Your kidneys can lose over half their function before you feel a single symptom, and your doctor may not even flag it at your next checkup. That's not a scare tactic. That's kidney disease in 2024. It moves quietly, hides inside fatigue you blame on aging, and shows up in lab values most people never ask about. By the time most people get a diagnosis, the damage has already been building for years. Right now, roughly 1 in 7 adults has chronic kidney disease, and most of them have no idea. What you're about to hear are the 7 physical signs your body sends before the big warning lights turn on, and the exact lab numbers your doctor should be watching. Stay with me, because number 4 is the one almost everyone misses. You finish using the bathroom, glance down, and the water looks like the inside of a latte. Foamy, persistent bubbles that don't settle. Most people shrug it off. Maybe I'm just dehydrated, they think. They move on with their morning. But here's what nobody tells you. Foam in your urine is one of the earliest, most consistent signals that your kidneys are leaking protein. Healthy kidneys act like a filter with tight mesh. Protein molecules are too large to pass through. When that mesh starts to break down, protein slips into your urine, and protein in water creates foam. It's the same principle as egg whites in a mixer. The lab value to request is called a urine albumin to creatinine ratio, or UACR. Anything above 30 milligrams per gram starts raising flags. Most standard urine dipsticks at routine physicals only catch heavy protein loss. The subtle early leaking often goes unreported unless you specifically ask for a UACR. Ask your doctor for it by name at your next visit. That one request could catch kidney damage years before it becomes kidney failure. A lot of people in their 40s and 50s notice their ankles puffing up toward the end of the day. They blame it on standing too long, on airplane travel, on getting older. Sometimes they're right. But sometimes that swelling, especially when it also appears around the eyes in the morning, is your kidneys failing to clear excess sodium and fluid from your body. Damaged kidneys lose their ability to regulate fluid balance. When sodium backs up, water follows it into your tissues. That puffiness isn't just cosmetic. It's a pressure signal from inside your body. This next part surprises almost everyone. Eye puffiness, specifically around the upper and lower lids when you first wake up, is often an earlier sign of kidney-related protein loss than ankle swelling. It's caused by the same mechanism, fluid shifting into spaces it shouldn't be, because proteins that normally hold fluid in your bloodstream are being lost through the urine. If swelling appears in more than one area of your body, ankles and eyes or hands and face, get your kidneys checked, not just your heart and sodium intake. The two systems are closely linked, but kidney disease is the overlooked cause far more often than people realize. You sleep 8 hours and wake up exhausted. You feel a heaviness in your body that coffee barely touches. Brain fog sits on your thoughts all afternoon. You've probably blamed stress, poor sleep quality, or just getting older. But chronic fatigue that doesn't respond to rest is one of the most underrated symptoms of declining kidney function. Ask your doctor for it by name at your next visit. That one request could catch kidney damage years before it becomes kidney failure. Anything above 30 milligrams per gram starts raising flags. Ask your doctor for a UACR. Here's where it gets serious. Your kidneys produce a hormone called erythropoietin, EPO, which tells your bone marrow to make red blood cells. When kidneys are damaged, EPO production drops. Fewer red blood cells means less oxygen reaching your muscles and your brain. That's not tiredness. That's anemia driven by kidney disease. And it can progress silently for years while you try to fix it with iron supplements and better sleep habits. The lab number that catches this is your GFR, glomerular filtration rate. A GFR above 90 is normal. Between 60 and 89 suggests mild decline worth monitoring. Below 60 signals moderate kidney disease. Below 30 is serious. Below 15 means kidneys are approaching failure. This single number is the most important indicator of kidney health, and yet many people have never seen it on their lab printout. Ask your doctor what your GFR is. If they haven't calculated it recently, ask for a comprehensive metabolic panel. It's usually included automatically. You just need to look at it. This one sends people to dermatologists, allergists, and rheumatologists for years before anyone checks the kidneys. A persistent itch, often on the back, arms, or legs, with no visible rash, no hives, no obvious trigger. It comes and goes. It gets worse at night. Nothing topical relieves it for long. Most doctors won't bring this up at a regular checkup, but uremic pruritus, itching caused by waste buildup in the blood, is a known complication of impaired kidney filtration. When kidneys can't clear metabolic waste efficiently, compounds like urea and phosphate accumulate in the bloodstream and deposit in the skin. This triggers nerve irritation that feels like itch from the inside out. The lab number that corresponds to this is BUN, blood urea nitrogen. Normal BUN runs between 7 and 20 milligrams per deciliter. Consistently elevated BUN, especially alongside a rising creatinine, is a signal that waste clearance has fallen behind. If you have unexplained chronic itching and nobody has checked your kidney function yet, that conversation needs to happen this week, not next month. Most people assume kidney disease means you urinate less. That's partly true in advanced stages. But in early and moderate kidney disease, the pattern often goes the opposite direction. More frequent trips, especially at night. You wake up at 2 a.m., then again at 4. You've been telling yourself it's your bladder or prostate or just aging. Stop and think about this for a second. Kidneys regulate how concentrated your urine is. Early kidney damage disrupts that concentrating ability. Instead of making one concentrated batch of urine at night, damaged kidneys produce a higher volume of diluted urine, waking you up repeatedly in the process. Nocturia, the medical term for nighttime urination more than once, is both underreported and underevaluated as an early kidney symptom. Pay attention to color too. Consistently pale, almost clear urine, especially paired with frequent urination, can indicate that your kidneys are no longer concentrating properly. Conversely, urine that looks brown or tea-colored can suggest blood or protein in quantities that require urgent evaluation. Log your bathroom patterns for 1 week, frequency, timing, color. That information is clinical. Bring it to your doctor. Here's the part most people get completely wrong. They think high blood pressure damages the kidneys. And that's true, but the reverse is equally true and far less understood. Damaged kidneys cause high blood pressure. These two conditions create each other in a loop that is genuinely difficult to break without identifying which one started first. Your kidneys control blood pressure through multiple pathways by regulating sodium and fluid volume and by managing a hormone system called the renin-angiotensin system. When kidney tissue is damaged, these systems misfire. Pressure climbs. More pressure damages more kidney tissue. The cycle tightens. If you have blood pressure that's difficult to control despite medication, or if it's crept upward over the last few years without a clear cardiac explanation, kidney function is a legitimate suspect. The lab number here is serum creatinine, a waste product your kidneys clear from the blood. Normal creatinine runs around 0.7 to 1.2 milligrams per deciliter in most adults, slightly higher in men. A creeping creatinine even within the normal range, trending upward over 2 or 3 years of labs, is meaningful data. Pull your old lab reports. Look at the creatinine trend over time. A number climbing steadily, even inside the normal range, deserves a conversation. Before you do anything else, write down these 6 words: foam, swelling, fatigue, itch, urination changes, blood pressure. Those are the body's early language for kidney stress. Then, request these 4 lab values by name: UACR, GFR, BUN, and serum creatinine. Don't wait for your doctor to volunteer them. Ask directly. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or a family history of kidney disease, your risk is higher, and your timeline for checking is shorter. And if you've already seen 2 or 3 of these signs in yourself while reading this, that's not coincidence. That's your body sending a message it's been trying to send for a while. Here's the truth about kidney disease that changes how you think about everything in this video. It is not a fast condition. It moves over years, sometimes decades. And that's actually the best news in this entire script, because that timeline means you have a window. You have time to catch it, slow it, and in many cases, stop it from progressing to the point where dialysis or transplant becomes the only conversation left. The people who lose that window aren't the ones who ignored the symptoms out of laziness. They're the ones who noticed something felt uneasy and then told themselves they'd get it checked soon. Soon is where kidney function goes to disappear quietly. You watched this entire video. That means something inside you already knows it's time to pay attention. 1 lab order, 1 conversation with your doctor. That's the whole distance between catching this early and catching it too late. If this video reached you at the right moment, share it with someone who needs to hear it, because the person in your life who needs this information most probably isn't looking for it yet.